Hey Planty Peeps, welcome or welcome back to Nichesplants. My name is Kanisha, also known as Niche, and on this channel we talk, live and love plants. So if that's your thing, hit that bell button and subscribe. To my newest subscribers, welcome. It's great to have you with us. Welcome to the Planty Peeps family. So in today's video, I'm basically doing my Ikea Greenhouse cabinet rare plant update, which basically I bought some plants from Indonesia 3 months ago. Some of you who watched that video would know. I've linked it down below. If you haven't, you can check it out. And I bought 2 Anthuriums and 3 philodendrons. And these are plants that were like at the top of my wish list. So now that I have them, I thought some time has passed. Maybe I should give you a bit of an update on how they're doing in the greenhouse, because I bought the greenhouse basically for them. So we're going to get into it. If you like the video and you'd like an update on the philodendron, then let me know in the comments below, but let's get to it. Okay, so the first Anthurium is my Anthurium Warocqueanum. As you'll know from the title, the second one is the Regale. Now, when I got this, it's juvenile, it still is, and it had, what, 5-6 leaves on it. Also to note, I've got pictures, and from those that I find, pictures, videos, I'll throw them in so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And juvenile leaves, it was great. Initially one of the leaves stem was broken, so that was a bit annoying, but hey, it was fine. So in acclimatizing this Warocqueanum, I'm gonna call it the Warrock, the queen, I put it in a plastic bag, as you'll see, and then I started to see a new leaf emerging, and I was like, oh, this is exciting. So I'll again put images and things in, and as that started to come through, the leaves, the 2 leaves that had the brown tips, they then started to brown further, and they were obviously on their way out. So I was like, okay, now just to note, I have had plant friends, both like friends and plant like IG friends, not that there's a difference, but confirmed to me that when they, the same thing with their Warrock, one, as the new leaf was emerging, they had a few leaves drops, the other had all the leaves dropped before anything even happened. So I kind of consider it as like adults, we have our baby teeth and then they fall out so the adult teeth can come through. This is that basically. So 2 other leaves dropped, and then I had 2 original leaves, and no, 3 original leaves, and then the new shoot that was emerging. Now the new shoot emerging, it wasn't super slow, it took its time. I had the first leaf was like a little baby curled, literally it looked like that. It was yeah, a little baby leaf, and it grew to about that big, literally a couple of, not even about 1.5 inches, and I thought, is it gonna grow? And it stopped. Okay, all right, fine. Left it probably a good maybe 2-3 weeks after that. Then another leaf spike started to emerge, and I was like, okay. So I was like, all right, so this first leaf was just a test leaf. It came out, it was like, humidity's good, watering's all right, the environment's cool, all right, come on out. It sent the message back so this new leaf could come through. So then after that, I had another leaf drop. And again, with my leaves, when they start to go brown or yellow, I literally let them go like fully yellow so that the plant can kind of take the nutrients out of that leaf and kind of repurpose it for the rest of the plant. So once it's all yellow, I then took that leaf off, and we got a leaf come through, and I'll see if I can throw in some pictures. Got a leaf come through, and it grew really well. And within about 5 to 10 days, this leaf grew a considerable size, considering it started out like this and then it got really big. So I'm going to show you what that leaf is like now. So here is my Warrock. You can see it started with like 5 leaves, has 2. This is the only original leaf that remains, and this is the leaf that came out that was tiny, and look at it now, like it's just beautiful. So this is it, and you'll see we've got another emerging leaf, and it's so cute. So that's it there, and I'm just waiting for it to do its thing. Now, considering it was just a spike a couple of days ago, now it's quite a bit. I think in the greenhouse is general, the humidity generally is 99%. That's the general level of the humidity. It can drop to 70 when like I open the greenhouse, I need to water them or I'm cleaning it, which is fine. It's got fans in there anyway, but it gives it a lot more airflow so that the humidity can dip a bit, which I think is kind of a good thing. So in there it seems to be growing well. It's grown faster than this one did, which I'm happy about, but that's it. So you can kind of see it's not huge, but it's a good size considering when it came out it was like this. So this is my Warocqueanum. And just to note, for those that you're wondering, this is an east facing window. That's literally what, northeast, east, southeast. So the majority of their light they do get from the grow light, as you can see, and then they are kind of a bit of shade because I've got a few things on top. I'm going to rearrange this a bit, and I'm thinking I'll bring you along on that. And then sometimes it gets a little bit of direct sun from kind of the southeast, which will shine through this air and kind of move across, but it's only a little bit, not much. So they do all right with a little bit of direct sun, but the majority of is indirect bright light, and obviously the grow light, which I keep on for a minimum of 12 hours. So anywhere between 12 and 14 hours of light or grow light they get. This is my work. For those of you asking, this is a net pot, so basically that there's a lot of airflow that gets through the substrate. I do have a video on my Anthurium mix, which I will link down below, and my general houseplant mix. If you don't have Anthuriums, then you can kind of maybe try that out as well. So this is it. Don't know if you get to see the sheen on that, but it's a cutie in comparison to, I don't know if I can really show you. You'll see that leaf, and then that leaf. So I'm hoping this little spike will grow to be bigger than this. I guess this is technically my second leaf, because I got the first one, it was really small, and then it went yellow and I just took it off. I think that was the test leaf. It was like, let's see what's happening here. And then this was the second, so this will be my third leaf growing in my care. But here it is. So we'll now move on to my Anthurium Regale. So with the Anthurium Regale, as I did with the Warocqueanum, I placed it in a plastic bag to give it as much high humidity as possible within a confined area, so that it could be like 99% majority of the time, to help it acclimatize and adapt, because it's been traveling. Again, I placed it in medium light, and then I moved it into low bright indirect light in regards to the bottom of the greenhouse cabinet. Then I moved it up so that it kind of sits in the back over there. And then within 2 weeks, basically, you'll see it had 3 leaves, if I remember correctly. It started to get some brown spots. Again, I'll show you. And I was like, I watched them. I was like, okay, fine, maybe, it got some sort of fungal disease on its way traveling or whatever. Let's see if it dried out. It didn't, and a few more spots seemed to arrive under leaves as well as on top of the leaf. So I was a bit like, okay. So I realized after I washed it, and I was kind of just obviously keeping an eye on it, I realized I wasn't getting any new brown spots, but the spots that I did have were growing. So I was a bit like, okay. So I got the neem oil, placed neem oil on it, top and bottom of the brown area, and basically the whole leaf. And then I put cinnamon on the brown spots, both top and bottom of the leaf, and literally covered it all in cinnamon, dusted it off a little bit, and just left it like that for probably about 5 days. I then brushed off the excess, and the cinnamon that was obviously on the brown spots would have remained in that area. And it basically dried it out, and tackled, I guess it was the fungus that was growing that was on it, and the brown spots stopped. So from then I just basically cut off the excess brown spots and had to get rid of one leaf because it was basically on its way out. I trimmed it a bit and then trimmed it some more, so I just thought, get rid of it. So I was left with one leaf on my Regale. Literally for 2 months the plant did nothing. Like, the leaf didn't even move. Like, the work now, it actually moves quite a bit, and so does my Regale now, but then it didn't move. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to pull you out of the soil, because I could see under certain pieces of bark that stuff was happening with the roots. So I said, okay, fine, you're working on your foundation, fine, we're going to leave you be. And obviously it's coming to autumn or fall depending on where you are, and then obviously winter, so you're probably slowing down a bit anyway, so let me just leave you. You can just continue to acclimatize, and we'll just keep an eye on you. And then probably shortly after that, so two and a bit months, I saw a little leaf spike. It was pregnant, and I was like, oh, is something happening? And then we had the little spike come through, and I was so happy. I was like, you're happy. So when I saw that spike, I thought, I'm just gonna leave you where you are, continue to water you as I have been. And to be honest, the spike it took ages to come through. Like, I know some people say the Regale grows slowly, but oh my gosh, like it was growing so slowly. I thought, is it actually growing? Has it just stopped and it was teasing me and that's it? It was ridiculously slow, like the slowest growing plant I have, not even by far, it's just the slowest growing plant I have. So slowly it started to come through, and then it opened up, and I was so happy. I was like, you're so beautiful, so precious. And I was just like, okay, fine, we're on a roll here. I'm just gonna leave you to do what you're doing. So let me show you what it's like now. So this, you'll see, is what the initial leaf was. Obviously, when I had to get rid of the other two, this is the leaf that I was left with. And you can see where the browning was and where I've kind of trimmed part of it. And the leaf spike that came through is this. Look at it. So beautiful. And now we've got another one on the way. And I'll show you a picture of what the spike was like probably about 4 days ago. And now look at it. It's growing so much quicker than the first leaf did. Like, I'm surprised. It's pretty much, you'll see it's pretty much out. Like, look, it's basically out and coming through, and maybe by the weekend through and be poking up and have its own little life. Well, you know what I mean, it does, but it should come out of the sheath. So yeah, let me see if I can give you a real good close up. See that? It's lovely. So I'm happy with that. It's doing really well. And when it comes through, the kind of copper brown tinge that it has is beautiful. But here is my Regale. I've not named it. I kind of want to name it, but I'm not sure what. Let me know if you have any ideas. But yeah, this is it. And this leaf moves actually quite a lot. When it started, it was here, then it moved here, then it moves up and down quite a bit. So, and I love that the dark green and the veins pop on this one. Obviously with your initial leaves, they're the ones that aren't as prominent, but it's served its purpose, and now we're on our way. So this is it. Anthuriums, both growing, giving us that spike life. This is them. Very happy with all of that. I'm guessing you're wondering, kind of, Niche, give us some care tips, give us some pointers, because I know a lot of people, or not a lot of people, a few people have, or maybe a lot, depends on who you know, I guess, have the Warocque, have the Regale, and they might talk about problems and issues that they have with them, and you see them kind of just trimming leaves or putting in a cloche, or you know, just trying to increase the humidity, but don't always talk about the actual care. So for myself, I'll give you a few basic care tips. So bright indirect light, some direct sun is fine, but not a blanket of sun, hence why you want it to be dappled. Dapples basically, if I'm the plant and you're the sun, this is the canopy and the leaves, the gaps that you can see me through, that's where the sun would come through, hence it being dappled light. So bright indirect light. Tip number 2, I water my plants every 7 to 10 days, and when I water them so that basically I don't flood the plot, just a little trickle. When it starts to come out the bottom, fine, I leave it. If they've got new leaves coming through like these have, then I'll check them a little bit more frequently and give them more short bursts of water. Tip number 3, I fertilize my plants every fortnight, so basically every other watering. I fertilize them, and I actually use orchid fertilizer. Might sound a bit weird, I know, but if you want me to go into that, I can do. And on occasion I use Epsom salts as well, but again, if you're interested, I can delve further into that in another video. Rosie, can you hear my dog snoring? I'm sorry if you can hear that. He's in Royce. Hey, you Bubsy. All right, so we can carry on now. Hopefully, he won't be snoring like crazy. Right. Tip number 4 is humidity. Now, as I said, my range is between 70 and 99%. Generally, it's 99%, but they will do fine on the 70 if that's what you're able to provide them. They'll just maybe grow a little bit slower. Now, the humidity is high in my greenhouse because I've weatherproofed it. I've got my Ikea Greenhouse cabinet tour. If you want to see that, I'll link that in below, and I literally talk about how I've weatherproofed it, the lighting, as well as going through all the individual plants as well, if you want to see that. But yes, Humidity is pretty much generally 99%. The lowest is 70 if I need to open the cabinet, water the plants, clean the cabinet. Obviously it gets a more of an airflow. But tip number 5, I don't miss my anthuriums. Now some people might be surprised, some people might not be. I don't miss them because they're in high humidity, so they don't need the extra moisture. The only time I've missed them is when I've done foliar feeding, and I don't really do that now. I've done that twice, but I just don't feel it's a necessity because of the watering schedule and how I fertilize them. I don't feel I need to do that via the foliage either as well. So yeah, that's that. And a bonus tip, if and when your anthurium leaves start to go yellow, even if you've got browning tips or part of it's yellow, or you've just got a yellow spot, as long as it's not a disease or fungus, obviously, don't take the leaf off straight away. Allow all of the leaf to go yellow. Why? Because the plant will take the nutrients from that leaf and draw it back into the plant to repurpose it. A bit of recycling going on there. So in allowing the leaf to go yellow, you allow the plant to draw the nutrients to use it elsewhere within the plant, which is beneficial for the plant. Then you can remove the leaf. So just a little tip there. So I hope this was useful. Any questions, do throw them in the comments below. For now, dare to dream, live to grow, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.